The Smok Big Baby Beast. First, I want to thank smokestore.us for sending this over to me for the purpose of this review. That's Smok spelled S-M-O-K. So check them out. If you want to pick one up from them, you can pick up the Big Baby Beast tank for $24.99. So I've been using this for a couple of weeks and I just want to give you my thoughts. So first, let's talk about the specs. So you can get this tank in black or silver. It's 304 stainless steel with Pyrex glass. The capacity is 5 milliliters. The size is 56 millimeters by 24.5 millimeters. It's rated at 0.15 to 0.6 ohms. There are 6 different coils available. You can get the Baby Q2 core, 0.4 ohm core, can work between 40 to 80 watts. You can get the Baby T8, which is 0.15 ohms octuple core, can work between 50 to 110 watts. The Baby X4, which is a 0.15 ohm quadruple core, can work between 30 to 70 watts. The Baby T6 core, which is 0.2 sextuple core, can work between 40 to 130 watts. And the Baby Q2 0.6 ohm dual coil, which can work between 20 to 50 watts. So let's talk about the coils. It comes with the Baby X4 core, which is a 0.15 ohm quadruple coil, and the Baby T6 core, which is the 0.2 ohm sextuple coil. The tank also comes with an RBA section so that you can build your own coils. So the X4 core with quadruple coils has 4 coils, 2 coils stacked on top of 2 in parallel. This coil is rated at 30 to 70 watts, but it's recommended to be used between 45 and 60 watts. I found that these recommendations are perfect. I get great flavor all the way up to 60 watts, and it's practically the same at 70 watts. I didn't push it any further than that out of fear of burning the cotton. The T6 core with sextuple coils has 6 coils, which is 3 coils stacked on top of 3 in parallel. I've pushed this one to its max, and it definitely can't handle 130 watts. You can get one hit at 130 watts, but if you take another hit quickly after the first, you'll taste a dry hit. I was using 70 VG 30 PGE juice, which is usually pretty good at wicking, so maybe a 50-50 ratio would wick better at 130 watts. As for flavor, this coil is still pretty good, but I think the flavor is much better in the quad coils at 60 watts. I can't speak to any of the other coils that are available for this tank since I haven't tried them, but the quad coil is my favorite. It has great flavor and really good vapor production. You'll get more vapor production from the sextuple coil, but I found that it has less flavor than the quad coil. All coils that are designed for this tank are also compatible with the Baby Beast. Alright, let's talk about the RBA base. So the RBA base is taller than the coils, which is why it comes with an extra larger glass tank. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to use the RBA base because I seem to have received a defective part. There were 2 major issues that made the RBA base unusable for me. It would constantly short out, and it would not seal in the tank correctly. First, let's talk about the short. I don't know exactly where the short is happening, but it seems to be in the post screw somewhere. I've tried adjusting the screws in every way I could think of, and it would just randomly get shorts. I tried installing single coils in all of the slots, and it would still get shorts. As for the improper seal, this is another one I couldn't figure out. Everything appears to be seated into the tank correctly, but as soon as I put e-juice in, it just pours out of the airflow holes. I've cranked down the coil as far as it will let me, so I know it's all the way in, but it still leaks. I think it just so happened that I got an RBA base with a manufacturing defect. Alright, let's talk filling. So the Big Baby Beast is really easy to fill. All you do is push down a little bit and slide the top of the tank off to the side. There's an arrow on the top that shows you the direction you need to slide it in. After it's open, you can easily fill it up. My only complaint is that the fill slot is a little small. I can fit a regular e-juice dripper into the hole to fill it up, but I have to take it a little slow or it will clog up and spill over. As for the airflow control, there are 2 airflow slots, one on each side of the base of the tank. With the airflow control wide open, it has a nice amount of airflow. It's not as open as you would find on some RDAs, but it's still nice and airy. When the airflow is almost completely closed, the draw is very restricted. And with the airflow all the way closed, you can get a short mouth-to-lung hit, but I don't think it would be very satisfying for mouth-to-lung vapors. One issue that I noticed with mine is that the airflow set at around 1/3 of the way open, it whistles. The size of the drip tip is very wide, which I like a lot. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's not really snug in the tank. It doesn't just fall out or anything like that, but it has popped out on me a few times while I was opening the tank to fill it up. They've also included a drip tip adapter so that you can use your own drip tips. The adapter seems a little more snug than the included drip tip, so you have that option too if you don't like the included tip. I really like the included drip tip, so I've been sticking with it. Okay, now let's talk about the accessories set. So for the RBA deck, you do get a hex screwdriver, 4 extra grub screws, and a Pyrex glass tank. Other accessories included are the drip tip adapter if you want to use your own drip tip, a replacement e-juice filling cap, and an extra O-ring for all the O-rings on the tank. So with a lot of tanks, leaking seems to be a pretty common issue. It's more of an issue with custom builds, which is usually caused by improper wicking. But I've also seen it happen in tanks with pre-built coil heads. With the Big Baby Beast, I haven't had any leaking issues at all, even with leaving it sitting on its side all night. So that is a huge plus for me. So this is a pretty good kit. It comes with 2 coils, an RBA deck, and 3 glass tanks. It comes with a lot of stuff, which is awesome. The flavor is pretty good, and you can push some fairly high wattage through the coils. The performance I get out of it absolutely makes it worth $25. The biggest problem for me, though, is that the RBA deck was defective, but I don't really see anyone mentioning this problem anywhere else online, so I don't think it's that common. So thanks again, smokestore.us, for sending this over to me. Like I mentioned earlier, you can pick this up from them for $24.99.